All right, so it's time to learn about Dockerfile. Okay, so finally we are came to a point where we can actually move forward to a next step where we can learn about Docker files, right? So for this specific video, we are going to do a demonstration, and this is the website that we are going to host through NGINX using Docker base image. Okay, and this is the project that you can find on my GitHub repo, on my GitHub profile, CN Cloud Tech. Okay, so what you can do is you can just make a copy from here and do a git clone. So I'll just make a folder mkdir project cd project. Okay, and I'll just do a git clone. Okay, in this specific repo you will find all the files which are actually required for today's demonstration. So even the docker file which we are going to learn going forward. Okay, so let me just do a vim to docker file. Okay, so yeah, let us go through each of the things one by one. Okay, the first thing is the comment. As you can see in Dockerfile, if you want to write any comments, so for a readability purpose, for your information, you can just write it directly. Just make sure that you are starting with a hash. Okay, next thing is from keyword. From keyword actually defines the base image that it should actually use. Okay, here we are going to host this application in nginx, and for it requires a web hosting server. Here we are going to make use of nginx. Okay, the colon followed by the latest, because it will take the latest table version whatever is present. Okay, however, feel free to write the custom version. If you write a custom version, now how would you know which version to find, right? So you can go to DockerHub, and in the tags even you can find the version which are currently present. Okay, so there is a stable Alpine version. Now what is Alpine? We are already aware of it. Alpine is the smaller version of Linux. Okay, so yeah, likewise we have Alpine images for different version for Nginx as well. If you even go to overview, you can find the supported tags. Okay, 1.27.2. okay, Perl mainline, so you can just replace this latest with those tags. Okay, next is you're defining the working directory. Now what is working directory? Working directory is the place where we are actually informing Docker that yeah, this is the place where you need to check the code files from. So here we are saying that Docker, all the files are actually present in slash application, so you need to refer that specific directory. The next thing that what we are doing is we are copying all the files which are present in the current directory to slash app. Now if I do escape colon q and I list all the files, so these all the files will get copied to slash app. Okay, let me go back again. Okay, and the last thing is what it will do is it will copy the nginx configuration file to the default with the default configuration file. Now what is the nginx configuration file saying is, here it will give you the information regarding the index.html file. Okay, let me just do a cat nginx conf. Okay, it is saying that it is listening on port number 80. Okay, so we are coming into a conclusion that yeah, here we need to expose port number 80, and here we are defining the root file. So basically here in our case it would be the index.html file, right? So yeah, let us go back again to docker file. Okay, and then we are exposing port number 80 with expose keyword, and last thing is we are going to start nginx with the command and utility. So nginx to start the web server and -g to run it globally, and the last thing that we are adding here additionally is daemon off. Now we are already aware what daemon is. Daemon is something which is running at the background. Now there is a possibility that your nginx server while running might get stopped. Okay, and you might get exiting with error code 1 or 0. Why? Because there might be a process that is running at the background in nginx while this file is been hosted. To avoid that, we are making use of daemon op, right? So yeah, the initial thing is done. Now let's consider that you are done with writing your docker file. Now it's time to build your custom image through it, right? So how would you do that? So for that, just do docker build hyphen t. Now hyphen t is used for adding a tag. Now how would I tag my image? So basically do nothing, just write custom image for now, because we are going to learn how we can even rename it. Okay, so custom hyphen image and add dot, because the docker file is currently present in this specific directory. Enter. What it is doing, it is going to pull nginx. Okay, it will copy all the configuration file, it will define the working directory, it will expose port number 80, and also at last it will run nginx to start it -g globally, and daemon off to not to run any background process. When I do docker ps Docker images, my bad. Okay, you can see the custom image is actually present over here. Now how do I run it? Again, docker run -dp, okay, background and want to do port mapping, so port number 8080 to be mapped with port number 80, and this is the custom image that we want to run to. Okay, also now let us say if I want to tag it, so how would I do that? So basically you can pass hyphen name parameter, but right now we don't want to. We just need to check whether this application is running or not, so just press enter. Okay, when I do docker ps, the application is actually running. Now when I go to browser, I need to copy the public IP from here, http:// and port number is the 8080 port number. Okay, now you can see my IT website is actually up and running, and you can even scroll down and check and validate even each and every page is actually functioning fine or not. Okay, so yeah, it will eventually work fine because there is no backend associated with it. It is just a plain UI. Okay, so yeah, now the first thing is done. Now it's time to push this image. Now I want to, as a user, I want to share this project with each and everyone watching this video. So how would I do that? First of all, I'll just list my image, so docker images. Okay, now the next thing is, how would I share this image with everyone? Now in GitHub, if you want to share any code, how would you do that? You'll just push your local changes to GitHub central repo, right? So in our case, that central thing is DockerHub. Okay, so let me go to my DockerHub account. Okay, so yep. Okay, and here are all the images that I have been pushing so far, because I have been doing lots of practice and lots of things that I've been doing at the back end. Okay, so now the next thing is, how do I push it? So that is really very simple. So the first thing that you need to do is, you need to log into your account. How do you do that? So it is easy, docker login. Done. Now it will ask you to enter your username password. Okay, now if not, then what you need to do is, you need to click on this specific URL that you are getting, and then you need to enter this code. Okay, that is for device verification. But even if it is asking you for two parameters, that is username and password, that can also be done. But now let us go forward with the specific link, and let me go here and click on enter. Okay, now it is asking me for the device activation, and then I need to pass this code which has been shared over here. All right, continue, confirm. All right, authentication is success. Now let us wait for here. Okay, it is saying that login is succeeded. Okay, let me just clear it. Now docker images. Now there is one rule that we need to follow while we are pushing images to DockerHub. Okay, so the first thing is, it should actually start with your username. So my username here stands with theshubhamgour, followed by the image name. So for that we need to rename the image. Okay, so how do we rename it? So now in order to rename the image that we want to share it with people, what we are going to do is, we are going to make use of tagging. Okay, so for that, let me just list the image. It is docker images, and now since I want to change this specific image name, how would I do that? So for that, docker tag, you can pass your image ID, even you can pass the name. So for now I'll just pass the tag, and to which I want to tag it with, so I'll just share my username followed by custom -image, enter. Now the image is actually tagged. When I do docker images again, you can see the image is also present. Now it's time to push the image to DockerHub and share it with people. So how would we do that? So docker push, copy the image which you created and enter. What it will do, it will create a copy of this specific image into DockerHub, and now when you go to your account and refresh it, that image should be highlighted in your account. Okay, so this is the custom image which we got right now. Okay, now let's say if someone else want to run this image and want to check how this image is functioning, so they just need to copy the command and they can run it. So let me just clear everything. Let me stop all the containers. Docker stop container id, docker remove this container, and docker images. and I'll just remove everything. Docker rm I. Okay, I just copied the id twice, no worries. Okay, docker images again. I'll just need to remove them forcefully. Docker rmi -f -force. Okay, and it is deleted and untagged. Now it's time to run that command whatever we copied. So I'll just copy it from here. Docker pull my username followed by the image, and by default the tag which whatever is given here, it would be the latest. Okay, so it pulled the image. When I do docker images, you can see the image is present over here. Now let us say let me just refresh my browser. Okay, right now it is not running. Now what I need to do is I just need to run this image and check whether it is running fine or not. Okay, so docker run -dp, and we want to map it with external port number 80 with internal port 80, and here is the image id. Okay, all right. Now again you can see the container is up and running. So yeah, that was all about this specific demonstration where we learn how what is Dockerfile, how you can create custom images, how you can push it into DockerHub, all right, and how you can share it with people. So yeah, that was all about this specific demonstration, and see you in the next one.